Hello students, this is Nivedita Singh. I am back for you with a new chapter, The Sound of Music Part 1. It is rightly said that God has gifted everyone with a special talent. God has created everyone on this universe for a specific task and with a specific purpose. To support this and in connection of this, I just want to explain you or teach you or tell you about Evelyn Glennie. As the name of the lesson is self-explanatory, the title itself is very interesting. Here, the author says, Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. Now we all wonder, we are confused. How can you listen to sound when you can't hear? So this is something we will discover, that how Evelyn Glennie was able to listen to sound although she could not hear. Before we proceed with this chapter, I just want to explain you this line which was commented on Evelyn Glennie by someone. God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Someone has commented this about Evelyn. He says that although God took away her hearing power, she was impaired, but He gave her an extraordinary thing, and that was the sense of feeling. She could feel very deeply, far more deeply than the normal people, and that is why she was able to express music so beautifully. She is a well-known multi-percussionist. She plays different percussion instruments like xylophone, drums, etc. Let's start with the chapter and its explanation. Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. A slight girl, looking younger than her 17 years, was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. Here, jostle means to push roughly, and slight means small and thin. This is the scene of the train platform. It is the underground, and there is a huge rush at the platform. People are pushing each other to get away. There is a small thin girl, and she is Evelyn. Evelyn is standing at the railway platform waiting for the train. And just as she feels the vibration of the approaching train, she realizes that the train is about to come. She gets nervous and excited. This is the train that will take Evelyn to London. That means Evelyn was going to London in Royal Academy of Music. Right now, Evelyn is in Scotland. Evelyn belongs to Scotland, so that is why Evelyn is nervous, because she is leaving Scotland for London. And she is excited also because she is doing something that is always dreamt of. She is going to the Royal Academy of Music to learn music. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music, London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been gradual. Here, daunting means frightening or scary. Aspiring musician, a person who wants to be a musician. Profoundly deaf means absolutely deaf. Teenager, a person who is in teens. Evelyn is 17 years of age. Evelyn is from Scotland, which has more of farms and country aside, so she has not seen fast life. That is why she is nervous, and the writer says that she is fresh from a Scottish farm. Slowly, she started losing the power of hearing, and one day she was absolutely deaf. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. They called her name and she didn't move. I suddenly realized she hadn't heard, says Evelyn Glennie. For quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers. But by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated. Her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. Here, conceal means to hide. Specialist is a doctor specializing in a particular part of the body. Deteriorated, worsened, reduces, urged, requested. These are the meanings of few specific words. Evelyn Glennie is the name of Evelyn's mother. Evelyn's mother, Isabel, recollects one incident when Evelyn was 8 years old. She says that Evelyn was waiting for her turn to play the piano, but when her name was called out, she did not respond. At this, her mother realized that Evelyn did not respond to her name. That means she did not hear her name being called out. As Evelyn lost her sense of hearing in phases, phases means gradually she has lost her sense of hearing. It was a gradual process. In the beginning, when she could hear partially, she managed to hide this disability from her friends and teachers. When Evelyn was 11 years old, her marks had started deteriorating. The headmistress requested her parents to take Evelyn to the specialist, that is to the doctor. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve system. It was then discovered that her hearing was impaired. Everything suddenly looked black, says Evelyn. But Evelyn was not going to give up. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. When the doctor checked upon Evelyn, he found out that Evelyn had lost the sense of hearing. The doctor advised Evelyn's parents that they should get hearing aids for her. That means hearing machines and all equipments fitted into her ears. He also suggested that Evelyn should be sent to school for the deaf children. When Evelyn discovered that she could not hear and she would be sent to a school for deaf children, that she was not as good as the normal children, her world became colorless. It turned black. Now, what does this mean? Everything suddenly looked black. It means that all of a sudden you get such a bad news. You get some news that you don't expect. And and in return you will see blackness all around you. That is how Evelyn responded to this news. This shows Evelyn had determination. Although Evelyn got such a shocking news, still she was determined and she did not want to give up. One day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but percussionist Ron Forbes spotted her potential. He began by tuning two large drums to different notes. "Don't listen through your ears," he would say. "Try to sense it some other way." Says Evelyn, "Suddenly I realized that I could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower one from the waist down." Now, on one hand, Evelyn's teachers discouraged her because they knew that she could not hear, and hearing was an important part of music. But Ron Forbes played an important role in Evelyn's life. Ron Forbes saw that Evelyn was very passionate about music, and so he decided something. Ron Forbes thought that he would teach Evelyn to feel music. He took two large drums and he tuned them to different notes. Drums are musical instruments and he tuned them. He tuned each drum to different notes, so the sound produced by the drums was different. So it was distinct. Both the drums made different sounds. He said that, here he means Ron Forbes. Ron Forbes said that don't try to listen through your ears. He said that try to sense it, try to feel it, try to feel the music in some other way. Now, as Ron had tuned both the drums to different notes, the upper part of Evelyn's body above the waist could feel the higher notes of the drum, and the lower part of her body, the part down from the waist, could feel the lower notes of the drum. That means the upper part of the body, that means waist up, is feeling the upper notes of the drum, and the lower part of the body, that means waist down, it is feeling lower notes of the drum. Forbes repeated the exercise for Evelyn, and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body. I had learned to open my mind and body to sounds and vibrations. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. She never looked back from that point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. She has decided that she will make her career in music. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the academy. At the end of her 3-year course, she had captured most of the top awards. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. If you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. This is how Evelyn can listen to sound although she cannot hear. She can sense different notes in different parts of the body. Ron Forbes taught Evelyn to respond to different sounds. Different parts of Evelyn's body responded to different sounds, and that is how she could identify the sounds. and the different vibrations. Now, once she could identify the sounds and vibrations, the hurdle had been overcome, and Evelyn's career went upward. As she had determination to become famous, a good musician, and she also did a lot of hard work. She had achieved all the top awards by the time she had completed her 3-year course at the Royal Academy of Music. As for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. It tingles in the skin, my cheekbones, and even in my hair. That means now, by this time, music is everything for Evelyn. By leaning against the drums, she can feel the resonances flowing into her body. She can feel the vibrations flowing into her body. Says master percussionist James Blades, God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. These are the lines which we had already discussed in the first slide. And these lines are given by James Blades about Evelyn and her determination. Here, Evelyn explains that how does she identify music. It creates sensation in her skin, in her cheekbones, and even in her hair. So every part of Evelyn's body responds to music. When Evelyn plays the drum, she leans towards the drum and she can feel the echo flowing into her body. She can feel the vibrations of the drum into her body. And Richland of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children says, she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. Evelyn is an inspiration for all. She is an ideal. Anne Richland, who belongs to Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children, says that Evelyn is an inspiration for those children who cannot hear, who are impaired. And when they get to know Evelyn's story, they feel that they can accomplish everything. They can fulfill all their dreams. Through this story about Evelyn, we come to know that nothing is impossible in life. If we are determined, if we have sheer passion, we can do anything. The only thing required is the passion to do anything. To summarize the chapter, let's have a look at the slide. Evelyn Glennie is a multi-percussionist. She has attained mastery over almost 1,000 of musical instruments despite being hearing impaired. She learned to feel music through the body instead of hearing it through the ears. When Evelyn was 11 years old, it was discovered that she had lost her hearing power due to nerve damage. The specialist advised that she wear hearing aids and be sent to school for the deaf. On the contrary, Evelyn was determined to lead a normal life and follow her interest in music. Although she was discouraged by her teacher, her potential was noticed by master percussionist Ron Forbes. He played a very important role in Evelyn's life. He guided Evelyn to feel music some other way than to hear it through her ears. This worked well for Evelyn, and she realized that she could sense different sounds through different parts of her body. Once she had overcome this hurdle, Evelyn began her career in music. She got admission in Royal Academy of Music, London, and scored the highest marks in the history of Academy. Evelyn says that hard work and dedication towards her goal helped her achieve success. Evelyn gives solo performances and even gives free concerts for hospitals and schools as a part of charity. In the year 1991, she won the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. Evelyn's story is an inspiration for the differently abled who are motivated to fulfill their dreams like she did. Here we have got a lesson that you can do anything what is being if you are passionate for that. Evelyn being impaired, if she can achieve such a goal, why can't we? We are gifted with perfect body, physically fit by the God. So we should make proper use of our talent. So here we are ending with this lesson. Let's meet next time with a new lesson with a new passion. Thank you and have a nice time.